Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the 2022 Chevy Camaro. This one is the 1LT and this is the cheapest V8 Camaro you could get, and this one is equipped with the manual transmission and does have two packages. It does have the $150 lip deck lip spoiler, and it does have the $900 almost $1,000 option. Basically it does add a beautiful sounding exhaust to this Camaro. But let me go ahead and review it for you guys and I'll show you all the features this one has. Under the hood, there is a 6.2 naturally aspirated V8. It is connected to a 6-speed manual transmission. This engine produces 455 horses and 455 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers on this engine: 16 in the city, 24 highway, and 19 combined. Here is a MSRP sticker of this 2022 Camaro, and if you guys are interested in the standard features this one has, just go ahead and pause the video. And it does have those two packages. It does have the exhaust, dual mode performance exhaust. It is a $1,000 option, and then the spoiler in the back, it is a $150 option, and the price on this one is $36,000 with destination. So if you guys are curious about the color is called black. So just only black by itself, doesn't have any fancy name to it or anything like that. But coming to the front, I love the way how this Camaro looks like from the front. It is nice and aggressive, and this one is the base 6.2 V8 you could get. So this one only has two packages. As I said, it does have the spoiler in the back, and it does have the dual exhaust. It's almost a $1,000 option, and the front of this Camaro just looks honestly nice and aggressive. And it is actually going to be discontinued for 2022. So this is the 22, and this is the last year that Chevy will make the Camaro. And for the headlights, everything in the headlight housing is LED, so the daytime running light, high and low beam, and turn signal indicators are all LED. And I really love the fact that the headlight housing is very, very slim, and overall the hood has really nice lines, and they're going to be this vent right here. It is actually functional, so if you guys look inside, this is open. And yeah, seriously, overall it does look very nice and aggressive. The Chevy bow tie is blacked out. The grille is finished in flat black, and I just love the design of this Camaro. In the bottom there is a bottom grille, and yeah, overall good looking car. And all the way to the right there is a vent that will let air in, and it will come out where the wheels is, just for better aerodynamics. But let's go ahead and move to the side, and I'll show you the side view of this Chevy Camaro. Here is the side view of the Chevy Camaro, and honestly the side view looks very good. The only thing that I really don't like about the Camaro is the fact that the windows are very small, and for that feels like you are sitting in a tank, and visibility is not really the best. But I personally love the way how it looks from the outside. For the rims, those are the base rims, and they honestly look amazing. And the size is 245/40/20, so there's actually a good amount of rubber on those rims. And overall I think those base wheels look very, very good. There is an LT1 badge right there, and with the LT1 trim, there is only there's only actually one engine choice and two transmission choices. So you could get the 6.2, but you could get it either in manual or automatic mode. And there is no turn signal indicator on the mirror. There is no blind spot monitoring system, and this Camaro does not have the safety features. And let's go ahead and move to the back of this Chevy, and I'll show you how it looks like from the back. Here is the back of this Camaro, and the back looks pretty good. I really like the taillight design, and for the taillights, not everything right here in the back is LED. So the running light, turn signal indicators are LED, but the reverse is halogen, which I think is fine. And here is the third brake light, and as I told you guys, this one does have the rear lip spoiler. It is a $150 option. And right here in the back there is really nothing except the reflectors are in the bottom, and the bottom of the bumper is finished in flat black. And for the exhaust tips look good. They're connected to the exhaust pipe, and there is dual quad exhaust tips here in the back. And the Chevy bow tie is finished in black. Here is a key. It does look good. It's nice and light, and it feels nice and solid. There is a good amount of flat black around this key, and some chrome around the buttons. 4 buttons on this key: unlock, lock, trunk release, and a panic button. You could open the trunk 3 different ways: one on the key, one inside, and one button that is located right next to the backup camera. So it is on the right side of the backup camera. It's this one right here. And the trunk opens a little bit, and then you have to do the rest of the work. And inside there is actually an okay space, but the opening is not that big, and there is no spare tire, and there's no storage place underneath underneath the floor. And there is this release button. If someone gets stuck inside, they could pull this to be able to get out. For the door handle does not have a sensor right behind it, so to lock and unlock this car, you have to click on this button. Here is the front door panel, and the front door panel has an okay design. Mostly everything on it is finished in plastic. So this top portion right here is finished in plastic. This is plastic. This whole thing right here is wrapped in leather, which is nice. The armrest is nice and soft. I love this white stitching. There is some brushed aluminum right here. It does definitely add a nicer look to the door. And this is plastic. The front two windows are automatic up and down. Mirror controls. Door handle is very, very light. And here are the door locks. And in the bottom there is the trunk release spine, a speaker, and there is barely any space right here in the bottom of this door. And inside, the seats are actually nice and comfortable, and design looks not bad. There's some gray right here on the sides, and I really like the white stitching on the seats. They're powered seats, but there is no lumbar support. But let's go ahead and move inside this Camaro, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2022 Chevy Camaro, and honestly it does look nice from the inside. And the only thing I don't like is the screen. It is a 7-inch screen. For $36,000, I really wish the screen was a little bit bigger, maybe at least an 8-inch screen. But this 7-inch screen is not too bad. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and overall steering wheel looks good. And yeah, the interior of this Camaro actually looks really nice. And I noticed something, that there is a good amount of plastic on the dash and basically everywhere, but it's no big deal. Those are things that you're not going to touch. For the steering wheel, it is wrapped in leather. It is flat bottom design, which I love. And around the buttons there is some brushed aluminum, and Camaro is written in the middle. And right here, favorite buttons, and on the right there is the volume controls. And right here on the right is the voice command, phone controls, and a few controls are here to control that screen in the middle. You could go up and down. There's a good amount of information inside of that small screen. There is the cruise control. This one does not have the lane keep assist and all the nice safety features. I'm not sure if all Camaros actually come like this, or they actually have the lane keep assist and the other nice safety features like the emergency braking. Here is the rev match paddle shifters. You could turn it on and off. This one does have the 6-speed automatic, 6-speed manual transmission. And for the gauges look actually very, very good. And I really like the red accents. And as I said, there is this small screen in the middle that displays a good amount of information in it. And on the right is the wiper controls. Here is the engine start stop. And on the left is the headlight controls with the turn signal controls. And the AC vent look very, very good. Here is the brightness control, and in the bottom there is actually nothing. And for the screen, it is a 7-inch screen. It does look good, and it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And here is the backup camera. Backup camera looks good. It is nice and wide, and resolution is not too bad. And I really like the fact that when you put the car in reverse, it does actually display it right here on this screen. When you put it in first gear, it doesn't really display it that big, but it does display in the bottom. So if I shift to 2, it will display it right there. And GM system is nice and responsive, so it's not laggy, which is nice. And down here there is a few buttons, seat buttons, home, phone, volume control, and volume controls are very easy to use. You'll have the power button right here, modes, auto, AC, and to be able to turn the fan up, you have to rotate this. So this needs to go to the right to be able to turn on the fan. To lower the fan, just move it to the left. Same thing with the temperature. For $36,000, I really wish that this Camaro had dual climate control, but it does have single zone climate control. So to control the temperature, if you rotate it to the right, it will turn the heat up or turn the temperature up, and it will display in that small screen. And for the fan, it will display it right there in this small screen. So I really wish that the screens were a little bit bigger, but it's no big deal. And here is the emergency light button, and you could actually lock the vents by rotating them to the right. As you guys see, the vent closes. And here is the shifter that will control the 6-speed automatic transmission. So reverse is all the way to the right, and this is finished in leather. I really like the stitching. Traction control, and here is the mode selector. And I really wish that with this $1,000 exhaust package, I really wish that it did have like a butterfly exhaust valve. So when I change it from Tour to Sport, I really wish that the exhaust opened. But honestly, this exhaust sounds really, really good, and it is very, very loud in all modes. And here is the e-brake, and there is a 12-volt right here. This whole thing is finished in plastic, which is fine. There's some brushed aluminum right here around the buttons and the shifter, which look honestly good. And 2 cup holders right here. The armrest is a little bit on the harder side, and it does have some white stitching, which is nice. And up here, the rear view mirror is nice and big, and it is frameless. And right here, there's a few buttons: OnStar, SOS, and then here are the buttons to turn on the lights, and those lights are nice and bright. And here is the visor. The visor itself is finished. It's hard, but it is wrapped in cloth, which is nice. There are 2 lights right here on the side. They're LED, and they do turn on nice and slow, and there is an okay size mirror. So if you guys are curious about the back seat, the back seat is actually very tight in the Camaro. And I did actually push the driver's seat almost all the way to the back because I was filming. I just wanted to make sure that you guys could see the whole dash and basically everything. But to be able to move this seat to the front, you have to move it from the buttons or switches in the bottom. And this right here will take care of leaning the seat to the front. And yeah, as I said, guys, the leg room in the back is not that good. So if you sit in the front, it's not going to be that comfortable, and if you sit in the back, it's going to be very tight. But in the back there is a storage place, and it is nice and deep, and the seats do look good. There is no armrest in the back, and there is no lights in the back. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2022 Chevy Camaro LT1. I would like to thank Michael for providing me his personal car, so big thanks to him. I'm going to go ahead and leave his information in the description of this video. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.